Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM19 story, part of the Furniture with me, Daniel. It's season 17, episode 8, and today we're back for an impromptu double-header. Firstly, we're at home to Arsenal in the Premier League, and then we're playing them again at a neutral venue in the FA Cup semi-final. That one, of course, will be at Wembley, whereas the first is at home at the Torquay Stadium, and 2 wins could put us on course for the big treble, although 2 defeats could knock us out of everything. The Champions League is the only thing left after that, and it is the one we want to focus on for the rest of the year, but Arsenal have just teased us back into Premier League contention, and as a result I've had to change my plans last minute. So going into the weekend's game against Middlesbrough, our plans were firmly to rest everyone for this one, but unfortunately as we won 1-0 there, Arsenal were losing against Burnley, I think it was, and that's put us back within 5 points of them, and a win today would of course make it 2. And in that situation you have to chase a Premier League title. You'd be an absolute fool not to. So let's go and have a look at the schedule before we crack on with the 2 games. The same opponent in 2 competitions before we can go to focus on the Champions League, knowing if it's our last chance at glory. So you were obviously with me for that Juventus match. A really good performance last time out. If you're not up to date, then do go back and catch up with it. It was one of our most polished performances of the series. Then another 1-0 win at home to Liverpool, and this is the one that really kept us in it. A 93rd minute winner courtesy of substitute Diogo Sousa. He kept us in the title race there. Then a comfortable win at home to Norwich. Hull and Rutherford either side of an own goal. A 3-0 victory in that one. And then a late 1-0 winner away at Middlesbrough as well. Omar with the goal for 10 minutes remaining. We managed to cling on in that one after a couple of late substitutes. And now this doubleheader against Arsenal could make or break our season. We're still chasing the Champions League as top priority, but we've got 2 chances to win massive trophies here, so we've got to try and take advantage of them. Then we can rest players for the Fulham game if we don't win today, or we can just go all out in the Premier League if we end up losing in the FA Cup. So let's go and get into the first one. We don't want to hold things up any longer. All the actions on the pitch today is 2 massive games. I haven't done a double header in ages actually. I didn't realise how long it had been until I looked. We've got the worst head-to-head record against Arsenal. You probably wouldn't expect us to win, but the media have got us down as favourites, so Arsenal obviously are in poor form, particularly after that defeat of the weekend. It's a 3-2 defeat they had at Burnley, and it was a late turnaround after being 2-1 up, so they've certainly got plenty of morale issues there. I'm sure they'll recover in time as they look pretty positive. They've had a good season overall, and they're still very much in charge of the title race. A draw today and it's effectively over, unless they really do throw it away. So we've gone with our first 11, exactly the team you'd expect. Stojanovic in goal, Cura and Maurice the fullbacks, with Nsingi and McDonnell at centre-half. Back in there's Keita and Omar, the midfield 3 in the triangle, and then Yaladian and Silla on the wings, with Andrade still chasing his 20th goal up front. Plenty of good options on the bench. Coutinho's come on because we've had a couple of tired legs. In fact, we're going to bring Kozul back in today. He missed out at the weekend. So he's on the bench if we need him, alongside the likes of Lapin Sousa and Rutherford. So let's go and get into the first of the double header against Arsenal. This one in the Premier League, of course, and hope we can stay in the title race. It's a 4-2-3-1 for Arsenal. Pretty regular formation by their standards. We've seen plenty of the names in the past. Stephen Tong, the skipper at left back, the man we mentioned at Everton for years, also the England captain, and they've still got the England #1 in goal. Curtis has been a brilliant player all season. Just 30 conceded in 46 games, and that's even better than Stojanovic, I think. He's conceded 27, but in almost 10 less games, so he certainly has been the Arsenal #1 season, out of the 2 main goalkeepers. Let's go and talk to the lads and tell them to do it for the fans. Exactly what Stuart Jelling recommends. We want to give them their money's worth as we go through the tunnel interview. Keita's bringing up a milestone of appearances, a player we signed for just over £10 million, don't forget. What a signing he's turned out to be, alongside so many others in this Torquay side. Ericsson gets it wide with a minute gone, but the highlight ends with no damage done, and now we've got a long throw on the right. Cura to Yaladian and it's hacked away. Cura again inside to Keita, on the edge of the box and Singi's challenged, and now Arsenal are going to break at speed. He's crossed the number 9 running forward, not the number 9 on the back of the shirt, but he is the main man up front for them, them, and I'm sure he'll be a goal threat today. But hold the phone, look at Andrade there. A brilliant run, he beat 3 or 4 men. Cut it back for Yaladian, who had a good effort on goal, but a brilliant save by Curtis. The corner's into the box to McDonald, who heads it, and Curtis again to the rescue for Arsenal. He makes the save down to his left, as we've dominated the early stages. 25 minutes gone, it's Stojanovic with the goal kick, short to Moraes and now McDonald. Silla's got the ball on the left on halfway, tries to beat 2 men but in the end concedes possession, though he does well to fight and win it back defensively. He gets it to Keita, who's now 25 yards out, his shot deflects and bobbles towards the goal, but Curtis is down to his left to hold it comfortably. Half an hour gone and we've certainly been the better side, despite having very little of the possession. 4 minutes to the break, it's a throw in for Cura. He plays a 1-2 with Keita. Yaladian gets a chance and shoots now, but unfortunately it's wide of the post and it is looking like it's going to be level at half time. There's the half-time whistle then. The commentary said Torquay United looked more likely to make something happen. We've had 6 shots on target to 1, but we said Wayne Curtis was going to be the key man, and he certainly proved it so far. We're going to tell the lads to get revenge, a slight difference to what Stuart Jelling recommended, but on rare occasions it has worked well this year, so we're going to go with a gut instinct on this occasion. Backenez had the ball in holding midfield, the highlight ends early in the second half, and now we're back to defending with Arsenal on the right, Eriksson bringing it into the middle. Back to Nirvana, the right back, and now Delgado. Eriksson picks it up in the middle again, starting to dictate as he finds Cross the number 10, and he holds it up and goes backwards. Falls for Vinicius on the edge of the box. Delgado shoots. It's a brilliant goal. And what a shame after dominating the match. We're behind very early in the second half, and we're going to demand more from the boys. Didn't close him down, which is the one disappointment, but we've scored straight away at the other end. Didn't even get time to explain Arsenal's goal. Omar with a corner in, and Curtis, who's been so brilliant all game, led the ball through his hands. Cayman didn't get there, and you know as a keeper that's going to cause problems, as Nsingi heads it into the empty net. McDonald was queuing up behind him as well, and Curtis's rating's now a 6.2. An hour gone, it's 1-1 on the score sheet, even though we've dominated the game, but we did manage to react to that goal pretty quickly, and now we're starting to get on top again. Andrade finds Backenez in our own half, up to Keita on the halfway line. He's got a man on the right if he can find him in Yaladian, and he's going to start to charge at the defence, into Andrade who tries to head it, and that is one of the worst headers you will ever see. Nirvana with the ball at right back for Arsenal. Coming forward to Vinicius on the right hand side, he cuts it into Van der Kolk, a man who's done well against us in the past. Conceição to Cross as Arsenal start to come forward. They have been slightly better in this second period. It's Cross again off the left hand side. Moved position since the introduction of Van der Kolk, but Vinicius with a header on the right hand of the box and is straight into the arms of Stojanovic. A couple of changes to be made now. Keita's not had the best game. His rating of 6.4 means he's replaced by Lapin, and the same for Silla on the left wing. Daniel Kozul coming on for him. Let's go and get back into the last quarter, as Vinicius is a threat and we've got to close him down. We hope we'll get one more chance to nick it. Just over 10 minutes left and there's been no more highlights. We're going to take Cura off for Richard Quirk and we're going to throw the fullbacks forward here. Normally a draw at home to Arsenal would be a really good result, but it's our only chance to win the title is by winning this game. So we're going to increase our tempo slightly as well and hope we can just find a way to nick a goal. If we do, we'll go as defensive as possible, but it is more likely we could concede. De Los Santos has a free header in the box for Arsenal, but fortunately we survived that clear-cut chance. Just 4 minutes left and still nothing's happened, so we're going to go very attacking now. We've got to throw everything at it. We're going to ask the lads to push forward. It's our last chance to get in this title race. Andrade with a free kick 30 yards out, but unfortunately Curtis has it covered as it goes well wide of the right hand post. We're into 4 minutes of stoppage time. Arsenal still defending pretty solidly, and I think we're going to have to settle for a draw, which means there's one less competition to focus on. Bellardo with a throw at left back though. Backenez has nicked it on the edge of the box into Andrade who's challenged. I thought there was going to be a penalty for a minute, but he's gone for a corner and it's been cleared to the edge. Daniel Kozul's brought it down for Backenez. He finds McDonald 30 yards out and Nsingi the other centre half to Lapin. Yaladian's run off him on the right, beats the challenge and crosses. It's a free kick though as the referees come back to it. Really good attempt to play the advantage. Bellardo I'm sure will be booked for it, and we've got a free kick in a dangerous position. Alex Andrade, be the hero. He isn't. He puts it wide. He didn't ever look like scoring in truth, and that is going to be our title chance over. A 1-1 draw at home to Arsenal, a really good result against the only side above us in the league, and we have put in a good display as well, but unfortunately it's just not going to be enough. 1-1 is the result Arsenal probably would have dreamt of, 5 points away with 6 games remaining, and now we've just got to beat them in the FA Cup to make sure they don't knock us out of 2 competitions. Andrade's offside as the final whistle will go any second, and it's been a really good display. I can't fault the lads, but unfortunately it is just going to be a 1-1 draw. The 5-point gap is maintained by the leading side, and we can only sympathise with the lads and move on to the weekend game against exactly the same opponent, hoping we can do better in the FA Cup. No secrets that it's my favourite competition, and we wouldn't mind going and beating them in that one. Let's very quickly see what the media have said about the game. Honours even at the Torquay Stadium. World-class midfielder Delgado got the goal. He's got a good long shot rating, and he certainly proved it with his goal. So we'll go and deal with the press conference and skip forward a few days, just 3 days later against the same opponent at Wembley. Okay, we're back for a sense of deja vu. Less than 2.5 days later, really. It's 12 o'clock midday on the Saturday, after playing at 8 o'clock on Wednesday night, and remarkably for the same fixture this time, after drawing last time round, the result that's got more likely is for Arsenal to win on the big stage. So they obviously fancy the big game players for them, as we've got a referee again that's managed no matches this season. Seems really strange that that keeps happening. One of the few slight weird occurrences in this save. We're going to go and look at the lineup though. I've not made any changes just yet. We did rest everyone from training for 1 day, and you can see they've all recovered to 91% or better. So I think we're going to stick with the same 18. The only temptation's to put a keeper on the bench, but I don't think we're going to benefit from that today. So I won't go through the lineup. What I will say is, if you want to know who's in the squad, then go back to about 10 minutes ago, where we did the lineup for the first game. You can see it on the screen, so we'll go and get into it, and hope we can get through to the FA Cup final. My favourite competition, and I'd love to get the win, so let's go and see if we can do so. Apologies for the spacebar smash again, as Arsenal go with the same formation. They've made a change at left back, no Stephen Tong, but Wayne Curtis is still there in goal. This time he's the skipper. We've got some changes to position as well, really. Nirvana from right back to centre half for them. Van der Kolk's in the number 10 role. Vinicius starts on the right. He was a bit of a danger man last time round. And Romelu Frank's in central midfield, a player that we tried to sign a few years back. Again, we're going to tell the lads to do it for the fans, just as Stuart Jelling recommends, and we've got to hope that our fitness levels are better and we'll be able to get on top early in this match. Backing to McDonald as we continue from the kick-off. Omar finds Silla on the left wing. Can it be a positive start? It's gone for a corner kick as there's a brilliant side challenge, but fortunately we've got a chance to pile the pressure on. Omar to the back post. Curtis does well. None of the same slip-ups he made in midweek. 2 minutes gone, it remains 0-0 as we've got to throw in with Moraes at left back. That is a disaster. What a save by Stojanovic. He has got us out of jail there. We threw it straight to Vinicius on the right. He beat a man and got him one-on-one, but Arsenal certainly had the better of the early stages, the complete opposite of the midweek game in the league. Bilardo on the left-hand side, headed away to the edge. Van der Kolk shoots and it's blocked. It's been a frantic bit of defending to start this match. We're going to go and demand more as we haven't got started. 20 gone though, and it's still 0-0, and I guess that's the most important part of the moment. Throw on the right for Arsenal. Vinicius will take it. Van der Kolk brings it down for Gasser. He tries to cross towards Cross himself. A bit of a tongue twister there. Keita heads away and as far as Gasser, and I almost thought I was making a mistake in that one, not realising the striker's name was the same. We should have done as we played them twice in 3 days, but we never learn our lessons as Andrade counters. Silla on the edge, he's got a chance to break free. Brilliant effort, and Curtis is quick down to his right. He holds it as well. It's brilliant goalkeeping, and he keeps Arsenal in the game from our first chance. But we've scored at the end. What a moment that is. It came from absolutely nothing. A throw-in from Cura on the right. Midway inside the Arsenal half, Keita delivered it into the box, swept past everyone and fell for Omar, and he taps it in at the back stick. I say taps it in, he absolutely thundered it. Wayne Curtis had no chance in the Arsenal goal. We're keeping possession now at the back with McDonald. He goes back to Stojanovic in goal. We start again as it's played out to Nsingi, and now to Yala Yaladian on the right wing. Beats two and lays in Andrade. That is a brilliant save from Curtis. Andrade could not have placed that better. Right in the top corner to the keeper's left. And it's a wonderful save from the England number 1. 10 to go and we don't see the corner on camera, so we have to assume that Arsenal defended it well. 5 minutes to the break and it's Moraes on the left-hand side, throws it into Andrade who continues to hold it up well, into Keita in the middle in a bit of space and he's got Yaladian running off him. Delivers to Andrade, he's headed it in, unmarked and finds his 20th goal of the season. And what a time to get it, a second against Arsenal. And after a shocking start in this match, we've managed to get on top. And that's the crucial thing about not taking your chances. Stojanovic kept us in it at 0-0 and now we're going to lead 2-0 at the break and are on the verge of the FA Cup final. What a fantastic game so far. We've really had to fight hard for this, but now we're on the verge of something special. We've won the FA Cup once and I'd love to win it again. My favourite competition, and the lads look delighted too. Hopefully they're as determined to win it, and then even if we do fall short in the Champions League, at least we've got a chance to win a trophy. The other semi-final is between Chelsea and City though, so it is going to be a really tough test for us. But of course we've got to get through this second half first. There's no good news in being arrogant. It's Yaladian on the right into Silla. Oh, I was about to say we're through now, but you may have noticed the flag in the bottom end of the screen. I noticed it very quickly, so unfortunately it is still 2, though Silla put one in the back of the net. It's a free kick on the left for Omar, dangerous position again, headed away by the defender, but Keita's going to bring it down for Cura. He brings it forward on the right hand side, Yaladian drifts out wide to help him, he tries to beat a man and loses the challenge, but Cura wins it back for Bakanes. He finds Keita, into Omar, there's still 2 or 3 up with him, Silla cuts inside from that left again, lays it off to Yaladian, what a goal! Oh, he's coming good this season. Alexander Yaladian, a wonderful strike from the edge. On his left foot, the keeper had no chance, and at 3-0 I think it's safe to say we're going to be back at Wembley for the FA Cup final. We've just added one more episode to this season, but it could be a chance to add another trophy to the cabinet. We're going to go and make some changes after that. Gerben Bakanes is absolutely knackered, and we've got to bear in mind we're playing the first leg in 3 days in the Champions League quarter-final against Madrid. So I'm going to look after the ones that are tired, the first of those being Bakanes, and we'll give it 5 more before making the other subs, just to make sure we got fresh legs in midweek. The Real Madrid game hasn't helped us because it is on Tuesday, so again only 3 days to recover. Keita's got the ball to Rafael now though, and Omar keeps it 30 yards out. Andrade back to Keita and now Yaladian. Block shot from the edge of the box. Cura into Andrade. It's 4-0. A poacher's finish at the front post. And the voice isn't coping well with this one. What a brilliant sliding finish. He was determined to get there first. And now we can take off the 2 most tired players. Omar's going to be replaced by Lapin. And we're going to take Nsingi off as well, I think. He's on 71% fitness. And Hull's going to come on for him. I just want to check his fitness rating actually. He's got really good natural fitness, so maybe I'm going to take Yaladian off instead, just to get him a little bit of a rest. His natural fitness is only 11, so he'd probably benefit from it more. We can leave the defence alone and hope for a clean sheet, as Diogo Sousa will do well on the right. He's going to come on now and get 10 minutes, as will Dimitri Lapin in the middle. Hopefully we won't be able to throw it away from here. 4-0 is an absolutely emphatic scoreline. We're back with Vinicius Jr. on the right for Arsenal. As they come forward deep in our half, Romelu Frank holds it up for Conceição. The substitute finds Eriksen. Into Romelu Frank again. He goes back to Azali, the centre half. A couple of options moving forward. One of those is Romelu Frank again. He seems to be getting on the ball quite a lot, even though he's not done too much with it. Conceição charging forward to Vinicius. He gets to the byline on the right, and the header at the back post goes into the side netting. Stojanovic not even forced to a save. 4-0 and what a wonderful day. Torquay fans enjoying their trip to Wembley, and it's starting to become a bit more familiar for them. They'll be back here in 3 or 4 weeks for the final. Eriksen finds Romelu Frank though. Out to Gasser on the right. Don't throw away the clean sheet. We don't, as the headers tame into the arms of Stojanovic, and the highlight ends with just a minute to go. 3 minutes added on and we've seen half of that out already as Andrade hits the wall with a free kick. Lapin recycles it on the left hand side and tries to go inside. It's over hit for Raphael. He manages to get there though and finds Cura the right back, and he starts again with Nsingi. Up to Cateru under pressure. Goes long forward but it's out for a goal kick, and I'd normally be unhappy at a misplaced pass, but I think we're pretty happy with where we are at the moment. But look at the stats at the bottom compared to the last game. We've actually not been that good. Only 42% possession, which I know of course doesn't mean much, but Arsenal have had the only clear-cut chance of the match, and that forced a brilliant save from Stojanovic. We've not scored any obvious efforts, a lot of brilliant ones and really determined finishes, and in the end that's going to pay dividends for us as we're going to win this game 4-0. The final whistle goes and it's a brilliant result. Maybe not our best performance of the season, but we got our rewards for being clinical, and we're delighted to be playing in the final. So the first half of the doubleheader didn't quite go to plan, despite a really good performance, but this time we came to the party, and yeah, Ladian finally came good on camera. I keep talking about how much better he is this year, and he finally proved it with a sensational game. What a goal he scored as well. 1 goal and 1 assist in his first FA Cup appearance, and he has been a key factor in getting us to the final. Brilliant work, and we get over £1 million, and we're going to go and praise him for his brilliant performance. He's now being tracked by Barcelona apparently, and we're going to have to pay more than 88 million. Gallardo's apologised to the Arsenal fans, and he should do after losing 4-0 in the semi. Let's go and look at the schedule for when we'll be back, and I think you know which game it's going to be. The home leg, the second one against Real Madrid, in the Champions League quarter-final, the one big trophy that still eludes us. So I hope you'll come and join me again for that one tomorrow, but if you did enjoy that double header, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Not the result we wanted in both games, but 2 really solid performances and an emphatic win in the FA Cup semi-final, which gives us a chance to win one more trophy. We won't go through and see who the finalists are going to be. That can be a little surprise for the next episode, but let me know if you think it'll be Chelsea or City, and we'll see who's right when we find out tomorrow. Subscribe to the channel for daily FM19 content from this Torquay United story. There's new episodes every Sunday to Thursday at 4:30, and then in the old head coach slot on Saturdays in the next few weeks. Keep your eyes peeled for FM20 announcements, reactions to features and some info about the saves we've got planned, and there'll be a couple of votes in there as well, so you can shape the content on this channel next year. I already know who I'm managing in the One Club series, and of course I'll be revealing all in due course. There's also 3 episodes a week from my Cricket 19 career. That's every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday at midday. A massive thank you to everyone that continues to support that series, as well as the Ashes Test playthrough beforehand. Then finally our Snooker 19 career continues. That's every Friday at 4:30. We're into the final event of the series now, the season-ending World Championships, and we're trying to go out on the ultimate high by winning the biggest competition in the game. But a massive thanks for watching this one and your continued support of the series. I really do appreciate it as always, and I hope to see you next time for a massive Champions League game as we try to edge closer to that elusive final.